Matthew chapter 6, in my estimation, is the greatest psychological advice in human history. And I want to tell you why. There's two parts to Matthew chapter 6. The first part is about public righteousness versus private righteousness. And don't do things like fasting or like praying or like giving alms in public to get public recognition. Do it in private to get God's recognition. The second half of the chapter, verses 19 through 34, is about worry, about mental health. Here's why it's such good advice. The solution to both problems, and let's just admit it, our greatest problems revolve around our desire to be seen and our desire to be safe. We worry when we feel like, I'm not going to have enough money, or I'm not going to have the right clothes, or I'm not going to have a job, I'm not going to have retirement. We worry over those details. The other thing we want is significance, recognition, for people to see us and value us. We do all kinds of things to be recognized by other people, from our dating profiles to our social media to our aggressive goals at work. Does this sound familiar? Significance and safety. Those are two greatest desires and needs as human beings. Both can be best filled by God the Father. Now, to put this in perspective, no one in Jewish history called God Father. Oh, he was the father of a nation, but not Abba, not the personal God that we know as Dad. Only Jesus introduced that. And of all the places where the word Father is used most frequently, it is most dense in Matthew chapter 6. He says, when you give alms, don't do it publicly for recognition, like write in a big check everyone can see. And when you fast, don't go around with a sullen face so everyone goes, ooh, he's spiritual, he's fasting. And when you pray, don't use these flowery phrases that everyone goes, wow, he prays so well. No, go to your closet, go to your inner room, give in secret. Because when your Father sees you in secret, he will reward you. And the reward of God is way better than public recognition. And you know this. Even if this is your first time to group or your first time to church, you know this, that Facebook likes fade so fast. That the recognition you get at work or by starting on a team, it just fades so fast. And then you have to work harder and harder for more and more. But if you retreat into the closet and you let the approval of God sit on you, it will be thick, it will be dense, and it will be forever. This is great psychological advice for one of our greatest needs of recognition and significance. The other is worry. In Jesus' day, they were really worrying about their daily bread. Well, what we worry about is the level of our retirement, the kind of restaurant that we can eat at, the number of shoes that we have. It is a very different worry. But isn't that the nature of worry over material things? There's no jumping off place on the merry-go-round of materialism. We will always worry. In fact, statistics say that the richest worry as much or more over money than the poorest. And so this advice in Matthew chapter 6 will meet you at your two deepest needs through the greatest presence of the Father. And that is something worth talking about.